Welcome to the third Lord's Mobile video that I'm doing. I got a lot of questions about gear sets. What should you bother to forge? So I thought, hey, that's a great idea. Why not, instead of typing it out all the time, I just make a video and show you. We're going to be looking at a research set, a construction focus set, a resource gathering set, and a war set. And then at the very end, I'll put all the sets up in one screen, so if you don't want to see the individual bonuses that you get from each and how it actually works, go ahead and jump to the very end and you can just look at all the sets listed. But if you want to see how each set works and what the intricacies of the bonuses, then stay tuned, because here we go. We're going to start off with research set. So I've unequipped everything that I have, all my gear, I've unequipped it. So the only thing factoring in right now is just my basic talents. I've maxed out construction and research completely. I've been gathering and max load. I'm working on the second one, and those have a modest amount in them. Let's go to our academy. Let's just say military, sure, research. So to get this to level 8, originally 8 days, 8 hours, 38 minutes. With those base talents that I showed maxed out, we've knocked that down to 3 days, 17 hours, and 16 minutes. So let's go equip our gear and see how much more we can knock that out. I don't have the gear completely maxed out yet. It's not yellow, as you can see. And if you're like, hey, what are you picking? You're going too fast. Don't worry, at the end I'll have all the sets. Nice little graphics. So there we go. I have 4 pieces. When I get to 25, you unlock this last accessory set. Second one unlocks at 17. We had what, 3 days, 17 hours? What are we at now? 3 days, 2 hours, 32 minutes. So we've knocked off 15 hours of research just from using that gear. And what gear is that, you might ask? Well, let me show you. Here you go. We have the vice grips on the offhand, the 3 lunar flutes. I only have 2, but hopefully I get the third. And then the cavalry mail. Your biggest bang for your bucks are going to be, of course, the lunar flutes in this scenario, because each one gives you 26%. So I would try to focus on those first. They're all level 40 though. But cavalry mail you can get at level 35. So maybe you want to knock that out. But just start crafting these now and then leveling up. So then when your hero hits that level, you can equip these right away and begin. Alright, next up we're going to do the construction gear set. So the castle, yes, I can upgrade it. I was kind of focusing on getting this ready to do overnight, but it looks like it's going to take 2 days. So with just the basic construction talent tree set, knocks it down to 2 days, 3 hours, 35 minutes. So let's go switch our gear out and see what we can change that to. Gryphon's talent. Here. Same thing, these aren't all maxed out yet, but it gives you a good idea of just the benefits that you can see. I think one more, yeah, Trident. Alright, so we have what, 6 pieces here. Let's go see what this is knocked down to. 1 day, 19 hours, 27 minutes, and 42 seconds. And that turns out to be a savings of about 9 hours, as we were at 2 days and 3 hours, and now we're down to 1 day 19. So yeah, and we'd even have everything up to the purple level like I did for research. Let me show you here. This is the full gear set for construction boost. In the top right you have the Gryphon's Talon in the offhand. That's going to be a little bit harder to craft because you have to hunt the Gryphon monsters when they appear to get the pieces for that. However, it does not include the one Gryphon item that's like super hard to get, because each monster has one item that's almost impossible to get a hold of. That's not included in that, so you should be able to craft at least a green, maybe a blue of a Gryphon's Talon early on. The Seafarer cleats in the bottom left corner of the boots. Those, they're not the best. The best is Amethyst boots or something like that at 4% construction speed. But the Seafarer cleats you want to stick with because they also give you army capacity, which will help with gathering, and I will show you that here right now, actually. The gathering set focuses on army capacity, so I went ahead and unequipped everything so we can show it. So stone pile, send out lowest tier, 25,000, we'll just say 26,000. So it'll take 26,000 to knock that pile out. If I just go, we'll just say lowest again for fun of it, 1.14 million. If I go ahead, let me write this down, to collect, if I send 80,000 troops. Let's go put on our gear here. Gryphon's Talon once again. Devil's Visage. Oh, I gotta click it, don't I? Very basic regal plate mail. And our Seafarer cleats once again. We go to the same set. We'll say lowest tier like we did before. So before, without the army capacity boosts from the gear, we could only bring in 1.142 million. We're up to 1.463 now. So that's an extra, what, 220 million? 320 million? Or not million, but 320,000 I can bring in. If we just say lowest tier, it was, what, 26,000 troops to collect this pile. Now we've dropped that down to 21,735 troops to bring in this pile. So we're saving 4,000 troops that we don't have to send out. So that's what the army capacity gear does for you. Put this up on the screen. Boom! So there you go. It's just 4 pieces. You're focusing on army capacity so that you get your troops collect the most possible when you send them out. And one quick thing, when you send them out, drop this, you want them to actually get to the spot first before changing your gear. Kind of the same thing with the construction and research, as I mentioned earlier, I think. Once you hit that start button, you're good to go. You can change your gear. With the gathering set, you need to wait until they reach this pile. Once they start gathering, then you're free to go ahead and change out your gear to whatever you want. Finally, I'm going to be showing off the war gear set. This is the gear you want to make if you're deploying your leader in your attacking party or if your leader is in the defending party. So first off, I've unequipped everything and we'll just take a look at our stats here. So here's your boosts for your troops. When your leader's deployed, this is the bonus that you're going to have instead of this. As you can see, should be pretty much the same numbers all the way down. But we can change that by equipping the right gear. Now I don't have all the pieces yet to this. I've only just started crafting some of these because I haven't really been focused much on war, but with the kingdom versus kingdom coming up, I finally kind of put myself to oh my god, I gotta catch up, so I better craft. I don't have a Frostwing shield. This gives us army max HP, so we'll choose that. And I don't have a Lost Islands relic yet. I still need to craft those, so army HP or cavalry siege attack. Let's go cavalry siege attack. And we'll just toss one of these. What the heck. So now when we go back to this, we'll see how this affects. Our infantry attack was at 46, now we're up to 53. Our range is up to 35. Cavalry up to 57. You can see that, I don't need to point it out. So I'm raising all these stats for when my leader is in the attacking party or the defending party. And see, we have a massive, this set gives a massive army defense boost. We jumped from 17% up to 30, and our army max HP went from 7 to 18.85. And of course, that can go a lot higher if all of these were actually yellow, and if I actually had the correct rings and the correct shield. So I'll put the war set up here on the screen, so you can kind of see the entire thing. Our Frostwing Shield and the Winter Stompers both come from monsters, but like the other set, they don't require that one item that's super hard to get, so you have a better chance of actually getting a hold of these. Of course, you can always craft whatever you want to tailor it to how your army is set up, but I found that this set gives you a lot of army-wide defense and army-wide max HP, so your troops are going to be able to stand there and fight a lot longer before they finally drop. And that is it. Here's the 4 sets laid out for you in one convenient screenshot. You can write them down or you can screenshot it. The Gryphon's Talon, the Frostwing, Shield, and the Winter Stompers all come from monsters that you need to hunt. But like I said, they do not require the one item that has like a 1 to 5% drop rate, which is ridiculous. Those items are better if you can craft them. The only problem is that there's such a low percentage on the drop rate for that one specific item that each carries that it's going to be almost impossible to level up that equipment piece to the yellow tier. Whereas the rest of these, you can just harvest resource spots and hunt those specific monsters to get the pieces you need. And that'll be it for the video, so I'll just let this sit here for a second. Okay, the second's up. Go like, go follow, go subscribe to all the nonsense listed below in the bottom left corner. If you have suggestions for future videos, hit me up on any of the platforms. If you have better ideas on gear that's easy to get a hold of, like I said, the monster ones, yeah, they're better, but they're hard to get a hold of, then go ahead and post them in the comments below so that others can have a good idea of what they should be on the lookout for. And that's it. Have a good day, whatever you're doing. It's like 109 degrees here right now. It's ridiculous. But I'll see you all later in the next video.